I got my boots. I got my hats. I'm bringing country back. Okay, if you're not familiar with that, it's a country song. Anyway, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Jamie, the dyer behind m1yarns.com and your host of M1 Yarns and the Michigan Makers podcast. And I have a finished object review video for you today. Fresh off the needles is a fun little sweater. This is the Cowgirl Crop. As you can see, it is cropped. Of course, you could knit it to any length that suits you and your comfortability. I did knit it cropped. I debated knitting long sleeves, but in the end, I did not. Only because this is going to be one of my Rhinebeck sweaters this fall for Rhinebeck weekend, if you're not familiar with what that means. And usually one day of the weekend tends to be hot, so I will save this for that day. And let's see, what do we want to talk about with this pattern? It is a first design by Maral Mokri, is how she pronounces her name, I believe, and if not, I apologize. I will try to go on her Instagram to verify the pronunciation because I do know that she has it on there. She's only been knitting for a couple years, and this is her first design. She already has her second design in testing right now. She is a beast. I'm telling you, to be only 2 years into your own personal knitting journey and to have already designed a colorwork sweater is, to me, mind-blowing and such a cute one, and it's so well written. I mean, literally, I tip my hat to you because you did a phenomenal job. This was so fun to knit. I literally knit it in 10 days. I could not put it down. So let me tell you all about it from start to finish. I knit the second size. I'm a 36-inch bust. I went down in needle size because I'm a loose knitter. That's just kind of my MO. I did not even gauge swatch. I just kind of winged it, thinking, you know, we would see how it goes. This colorway is my own hand dyed. This is Wild Child. This is it's hard to see, it looks almost black against that, but that's denim. This is Day, which is only available right now in a sock set. Maybe I should bring it out. But anyway, that's a fingering yarn that I actually held doubled. This is all otherwise DK. The gray is undyed yak that I had in my stash for ages. And then this and this is green olives held with Surrey, also in green olives. And let's see, what can I tell you? If you've never knit a colorwork sweater before, my biggest tip for you is that when you are knitting the colorwork, be sure to watch your tension. You want to make sure that your floats in between, so meaning on the back side, where you're carrying that strand from the one time you knit it to the next time you knit it, you're carrying it so it has enough length to carry from basically here to here. So that yellow line I just showed you on the back is carrying from here to here. And you want to account for that. So you might want to play around with that. Make sure that you are providing for enough space. Some people have to go up a needle size for their color work if they are tight knitters, but I'm a loose knitter, so I don't have to. I think I knit about an extra inch of the body than the pattern recommended, but that's just for my own personal length thing. But otherwise, I just followed the pattern to a T. I know I made a couple mistakes, which, you know, as they say, if you can't see it while I'm riding a horse, which seems so appropriate for this pattern, you can't see it. And anyway, there's really not much else to say about this except for the fact that I love it so much. I had to buy a pair of purple boots to go with this. I have been wanting, so this is one of the favorite, this is one of my favorite colorways to dye, and I don't think I've knit it in any project. I've been saving it for something really fun because I think it's a fun colorway. And so when I saw this pattern on Instagram for the very first time, I knew instantaneously my boots would be in Wild Child. And then I knew instantaneously I needed purple Cowgirl boots. So funny enough, I was messaging the designer on Instagram about her boots in her sample photo. And she was telling me that they are vintage Tony Llamas that she got at a shop in San Francisco and that she just adores them. And I was like, oh yeah, vintage cowboy boots and Tony Llamas, like classic. And you have to get the ones that are either made in El Paso, Texas or Mexico, not the ones made in China. It's a whole thing. Anyway, so I went on a mission. And sure enough, I found these. I'll insert a photo on eBay for a steal. And they are in beautiful shape. They are perfectly broken in, so they're comfortable. If you know about cowboy boots. You want them broken in. And so I'm really excited about this whole look. Gray is not my normal color palette, so I wanted to change it up and kind of get something different in my wardrobe. I don't think it's necessarily the best color on me, but I think with these other like pops of bright, it does kind of help do what I need it to do with my complexion. So I think that's really important. That's another tip I have for newer knitters in how do you pick color? How do you pick a color combo? How do you style your knits? How do you, feel your best about your finished object? These are all things that a little bit of planning goes a long way. So all that to say, I absolutely love this finished object. I absolutely love the pattern and how it was written. She did a great job. And I just cannot get over the fact that this was her first pattern. She had a great group of test knitters, and so I applaud them for supporting her and helping her get to pattern release day. And she must have had great tech editors, but really just her creativity and design is just phenomenal. So thanks for joining me here at M1 Yarns. And if I see you at Rhinebeck, I hope you have this same sweater on. All right, thanks. I will see you next time.